Today, an extraordinary session of the Departmental Risk Management Council was held, where the update of the risk management plan was presented.
An extraordinary session of the Risk Management Council was held in the auditorium of the Coral Palace, where the update of the plan and the strategies that will be taken to mitigate the damages that may be caused by the different natural phenomena that may occur in the archipelago were socialized.
El día de hoy nos encontramos reunidos en el Consejo de
Today, the Departmental Risk Management Council is in a meeting in which the update of the risk management plan is being presented, as well as the implementation of this input and the strategic lines that will be taken. Among these strategic lines is the protection of the coastal edge.
Proposals to mitigate coastal erosion affecting the south of the island were analyzed.
El día de hoy contamos con la presencia de un experto.
Today we have an expert who brings us a proposal to mitigate coastal erosion in the sound-based sector, since it is a sector that has been threatened for many years by coastal erosion.
The coordinator of the risk management unit talks about the importance of this plan.
That plan is an important instrument for us as institution and as department. Why? Because that plan will give us a knowledge about the different things that can happen to us in aspect of emergency, like which one? Like the hurricane them, like the different flooding what we got in the different section of the island, and like the earthquake them that can present on us.
The risk management plan includes the different natural phenomena that may occur in the archipelago.
And the National Police has deployed all intelligence work in different sectors to clarify the criminal act that occurred yesterday in the sector of New Guinea, where a minor was killed. Thanks to the investigation and pieces of information provided by the community, they already have information about the possible responsible of the murder.
A minor dies after being shot with a firearm. The patient was admitted to the hospital after being treated by the doctors on duty. He died due to the severity of his injuries.
Nos permitimos informar.
We would like to inform you that yesterday there was an incident that affected public safety in the neighborhood of New Guinea, in which 2 minors were injured and one of them died later in the hospital.
Following the incident, the National Police has deployed all investigation, control and monitoring activities, as well as those of the CTI, to find those responsible for this criminal act, to whom it corresponds to take the appropriate urgent actions.
Se adelantaron todas unas labores.
All the intelligence work and interventions in some sectors of the island have been carried out. For that reason, at this moment, we have information about who was responsible for the facts. And the possible aggressor is a teenager who lives in the neighborhood of El Cucayo, and who we hope that in the company of his mother will come to the police facilities and take responsibility for the acts.
The institution recommended that the person responsible for the act, who has apparently already been identified, go to the police command. Otherwise, the CTI will move forward with the investigations, and the police will provide all the intelligence work and some testimonies from the community to find the person responsible for this crime in order to apprehend him.
And recent studies of coral ecosystems in Serranilla and Bajo Nuevo led to Corallina's confirmation of the presence of coral tissue loss disease, reported for the first time in Colombia.
The director of Corallina states that this serious disease may have repercussions at the tourism level.
During the investigations in the Northern Keys with a group of professionals from Corallina and National Geographic, we were able to identify this disease that we have been detecting for years, that has been occurring in the Caribbean. But for the first time, this disease was identified in Colombia. With experts, we are going to identify this issue, and we will seek to counteract this disease that has been occurring, and that is the loss of coral tissue.
On the other hand, the corporation's biologist provides technical specifications of the disease.
Corallina's participation in this expedition, in the framework of this research, it was possible to identify a serious coral disease that is in 17 countries and that has generated a concern because it is changing the system, which has an impact on the local economy and changes the entire system associated with the fish.
In other news, management for the territorial planning of coastlines and maritime areas is a seminar to be developed by the Port Captaincy of Barranquilla in the city of Barranquilla in order to provide tools that allow the proper management and development of the coastal zone. The main objective of this is to strengthen the management capacity of the port captains of Colombia and Caribbean.
On May 12, this seminar will begin and will be attended by officials from the 9 captaincies and the Oceanographic and Hydrographic Research Center of the Caribbean, who will update and exchange knowledge and experiences. In addition, the necessary guidelines for an adequate administration of the nation's marine coastal zones through institutional coordination and the support of the control entities will be made known. The technical legal criteria applied in the management and administration of the coastline will also be strengthened, specifically in administrative actions such as investigations, title studies, and technical concepts for alleged improper occupations.
I am in the beautiful city of Barranquilla to participate in a seminar on the coastal seaboard that is leading the Maritime General Direction. It is very important to highlight this event since here we bring experiences from the different regional entities and they are brought in consensus to seek objective solutions for common purposes. In the same way, it is about updating everything that has to do with regulations and in order organizing and designing strategies for public use goods, which are very important for our nation.
Among the topics to be addressed is the management model for beaches with the tourist vocation, signage, and their relationship with the communities and the different institutions present in the port captaincy jurisdictions.
The archipelago has been highlighted in recent days as one of the departments with the highest rate of vaccination against COVID-19. For this reason, the Departmental Social State Enterprise delivers the progress of the vaccination plan on the island.
On February 23, 2021, the first vaccine against COVID-19 was applied in the archipelago to the ICU intensivist anesthesiologist Giselle Archibald. From that date until now, 70% of the population is vaccinated against the virus, which allowed the citizenship to start using the face masks in open space. For this reason, the Departmental Social State Enterprise delivered a report on how the vaccination plan is progressing on the island.
Bueno, desde que comenzó el COVID en la isla departamental hemos vacunado 74,200.
Since COVID-19 began on the island, we have vaccinated 74,226 people, divided into first doses with 29,109 vaccinated people, second doses with 26,544, and booster doses with 17,699 people. It is important to remind the community that we are still in the COVID-19 vaccination campaign. We are located outside of the local hospital's tent site. We have the Sinovac Biologicals, which are for children from 3 to 11 years old, their first and second doses. We also have Pfizer doses for children from 12 to 17 years old and boosters for children over 18 years old. We have Janssen, which is also for the older population, first, second, or third booster doses. Likewise, we have the Moderna dose for children from 12 to 17 years old to initiate or complete their COVID-19 vaccination process.
In order to continue increasing the levels of vaccination against COVID-19 in the territory, since last week, the Departmental Social State Enterprise has been conducting house-to-house vaccinations in different sectors of the department.
Desde noviembre del 2020 implementamos la afiliación digital. Más de 32,000 colombianos dieron el primer paso para cumplir el sueño de tener vivienda propia.
The Raizal organization of residents outside the archipelago URFA invites Raizal youth to a workshop this May 14 from 2 p.m., where information will be provided on how to choose a career and on the skills needed to enter the workforce.
The activity, in articulation with the Directorate of Secondary Education of the District Secretariat of Education of Bogota, is aimed at those interested who are close to entering the working life, or if you have already graduated from high school and have doubts about where to focus your professional training.
Queremos invitar a todos los jóvenes de la comunidad
All the intelligence work and interventions in some sectors of the island have been carried out. For that reason, at this moment, we have information about who was responsible for the facts, and the possible aggressor is a teenager who lives in the neighborhood of El Cucayo, and who we hope that in the company of his mother will come to the police facilities and take responsibility for the acts.
They can also participate in the workshop with racial ethnic approach to discuss sexuality, myths of romantic love, and gender-based violence, which will be led by the District Secretariat of Social Integration. The workshops will take place at the Palermo Technical School on Carrera 23, number 4937.
And now let's get to know other facts there today are news in our brief news section.
Students in 6th and 7th grade of La Sagrada Familia School learned from the pedagogical inspectors of the Office of Controlled Circulation and Residence OCRE the importance of the regulation that allows the population control of the archipelago department. The purpose of this is to make the young people acquainted with Decree 2762 of 1991, increasing the possibilities of them becoming overseers of the duties and rights of the racial and resident population. The mothers that make up the clubs and/or golden fraternities attached to the program Integral Attention of the Elderly of the Secretariat of Social Development celebrated Mother's Day with an integration that included typical dances, gifts, and gastronomic exhibitions for the elderly. The Cultural Center of the Bank of the Republic in San Andres will conduct this May 11th a workshop on audiovisual experience aimed at all citizens. The event will feature Speaker Jonathan Livingston. The activity will take place at the premises of the Bank of the Republic from 3 p.m.